Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors trading on margin. Utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
AP, what's going on? All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the first London session of the week. We got new flyers getting ready to come out this week, guys, so that you guys have a better understanding of all the live sessions. There are now a total of 11 live sessions utilizing AIRO. Total of, I believe, 30 hours a week right now that we're up to. We'll continue to add to until we get, we'll get the full fix. All right. So we will start it off like we are supposed to, and start off with a disclaimer. As you guys know, we have to start off this way. So tonight we have myself and Mr. Calvin Frazier on the call. Just like it says here on this disclosure, we are not financial advisors, neither is Auvoria Prime. All right. We simply help to show you how to use certain software tools to help you trade the financial market, all right, which is the foreign exchange market. You may or may not make any money. We cannot guarantee it. However, results have shown that by following the rules, you have a better chance of making money than losing. But just know that we are not financial advisors. All right. With that being said, welcome to London session, guys. Welcome to London session. So we are probably about a week away. I would say next week we should have on another educator that specializes in crypto, if not two, so that we can actually have some more people with us that can help us out when it comes to cryptocurrency. Me and Calvin are going to hold it down with the Forex pairs. We'll throw in some crypto here and there, and we'll go from there. So far, so good. There are better traders in crypto that are out there, and I want to make sure that we bring them out to you guys because we still bag crypto. If you were on the call last Thursday and you bagged that 100 to 200 pips on Ethereum, hey, put an E in the chat. Put an E in the chat if you caught look at all the pips. We made some money last week on Ethereum. Throw them E's in the chat. East. A lot of fun last week with the Ethereum. So let's get it started, guys. So you guys will see me trading with version 4 of AIRO. I had a call today with pretty much the product manager that manages all product when it comes to any new products that come out to Auvoria Prime. And we were going over it. I've got to work out, I got to add a couple little tweaks to it to make the product a little better for you guys. But for the most part, version 4 should be out in a week or two. All right. And let's just show you what version 4 looks like. So version 4. Boom, boom, boom. Here is version 4. Version 4 is ran by an expert advisor, so a bot. And what the bot does is the bot looks at AIRO on whatever pairs you tell it to look at, on whatever time frames you tell it to look at. And literally, I got to change if it's orange, which I got to make red, so I'll make that change. But if it's red, that means that on GBP odd, on the 1 month time frame, there was a down arrow. If it's green, that means on GBP USD, on the minute 15, there was an up arrow. So if you click on it, it's going to pull up what? The chart for AIRO. Here's AIRO V3. There's the up arrow right there on the chart. So this is version 4 that's going to be coming. It'll allow you guys to be able to manage multiple time frames and multiple pairs simultaneously. And the beautiful thing is it's only running on one chart. So the EA is very light. It should make for an even better user experience on the VPS, so that you should be able to get notifications that do not, you continue to get your notifications and not have to worry about missing out on those. It'll also help you out with, reducing the lag. So look out for this to come here, like I said, in a week or two. And like I said, you can customize this. So for example, if I wanted to customize this, I could come in here and I could change, I'm gonna reduce some of this to make it simpler, but I could tell, I can come in here and change what time frames I want to look at. If I only want to look at 4 time frames, because you guys know me, I only talk about the 5-minute, the 15, the 30-minute, and the hour. I'm sorry, the 5, 15, hour, 4 hour. So if I want to just take it down to those 4, I can do that. If I wanted to look at from a pair standpoint, I picked custom pairs. But if I wanted to, I picked my own pair list. But if I wanted to look at the core, cool. Core 14, cool. All 28 4X pairs, fine. All AUD, all CAD, all GBPs, I could pull them up custom here if I wanted to make a custom list.
Nathan, real quick, look at that GBP USD and GBP Chef, real quick.
Money on the table. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get to it. GU, 15 minutes. So GU's an uptrend. It's right out of zone. For the London session, Asia session breakout. Beautiful channel here. It's going to need to close above this line and above the zone. So if we get this to close above, we may be, pretty good to go there. G-Chef, same thing, but the zone's a lot bigger with G-Chef. So, but we need to break above that right there. So, gonna be a tough break there. Let's go look at the other pairs. GJ, same thing. It could break up. We might have a nice little breakup, guys. Nice little breakup to the upside. We're looking real good here. All the Asia channels are very thin. I like that. When they're tight like that, we can have a nice little breakout. Let's go to GCAD. GCAD looks like it already moved 50 pips. And
yeah, definitely was
moved 43. So we're still within the realm. Boom, 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 right there. They're all an uptrend, so we're only looking for the breakup to the upside for the Asian breakout. Let's go to GOD. GOD, bigger zone. I'm not really worried about that one. Zone's too large. And then last but not least, GBP NZD. Let's see how many pips this has moved. It's moved 37, but it's got a zone up there. So what worries me, guys, from a correlation standpoint, because GBP NZD it's already above its zone. So it's already above Asia session, but it's got a nice hefty zone right here. So does GOD. GCAD doesn't. GJ doesn't really have a big zone. G-Chef does. GU doesn't. So we're looking at, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're looking at half of them have pretty hefty zones. So I'm a little worried about taking that trade. If we do take one, it'll be on GU, GJ, and GCAD. Those are the 3 that have potential for the breakups. 3 of them don't look good because the zones are pretty substantial. But early indications of that, we're looking for a nice little breakup. You can see GN is already trying to break up. So if we're going to take a trade, it's going to be on GU, GJ, or GCAD. Oh, the drink of the night, guys, for the solo cup, simply lemonade, for those who want to know. But yeah, this is version 4, guys. So I'll be using version 4 a lot more often. The beautiful thing is you want to, again, every time you click on a time frame for a pair, it opens it up. So you definitely want to close them down if you're not using them. All right. I think ETH had an entry. Let's go look. That ain't right. Hold on, guys. That's why we test things out. Ethereum, 5 minute. There we go. Yeah, Ethereum has been dropping. It's already been dropping. Let's go look at Bitcoin.
Bitcoin dropping too.
It's been dropping. We missed these. And then let's go look at Ripple.
Ranging.
Yep, I already, we missed the moves on those guys, so we'll look for another move. They're in a downtrend right now, so great moves earlier. You see that in the crypto space. Bag entry, look at that bag entry right now on the last bag entry for Bitcoin. No drawdown. Look at that. No, you entered in on this candle. No drawdown. Right now, you'd be up 469 pips. So no drawdown. We easily caught nice little. If we'd caught this trade here, that was a nice 270 pip drop. We could have easily caught a 200. Oh, I'm sorry. We could have caught 200 pips easily. I like to scalp a quick 100. 100 pips is good. You can make good money on that one. But yeah, we I don't even like. So something's going on right now. Ripple, I try to stay away from. I might even stop looking at Ripple. They've been having a lot of issues, guys, with the lawsuit, and you can tell. Look at the spread. Here's the ask line. Here's the bid line. So if I put a sell down here, I have to wait till the red line gets below the white line for me to make money. You would immediately go into drawdown, huge drawdown. This is the spread right now is at 270 pips. So if you put a dollar lot size on, you're going to go negative $270. So always pay attention to the spread, guys. Always pay attention to the spread. BTC, you want to see it like that. You want to see it close together. That's what you want to see. Ethereum, they're so close together you can only see one line, but they're both there. They're both there. And so it all depends on the brokers, guys. All depends on the brokers you're on. So that brings me to my topic of the night. Brokers. I can brokers. People ask me all the time, so I like to start every call off talking about why we're not financial advisors, so we cannot recommend brokers in a public forum like this call here or in the chat. However, if you send me a direct message on Telegram, on Facebook, on Instagram, then I can let you know what broker that I recommend. I recommend a U.S. broker and an international broker for those who are viewing in from outside of the United States. Both of these brokers, again, here is my criteria on brokers and why I chose these two brokers. My criteria is simple. I want a broker that has low spreads. So I showed you guys the red and white line, the bid and the ask. I want them to be low. I want them to be close together. It allows me to get into profit. Because if I'm in a sale, both the bid and ask line have to get below the sell entry line for me to make money, and vice versa for a buy. If they're so far apart, it takes longer for me to make money. Also, the wider the spread is, the larger your drawdown is initially. All right. That's why typically when you put a trade on, you always go negative. That's because of the spread. All right. So I want a broker with low spreads. I want a broker that doesn't charge me fees. So every time I put Bitcoin in or take Bitcoin out, they're taking big chunks of money out because they're charging me fees. All right. I also want, somebody called GJ, let's go take a look at it. I also want a broker that is an A-book broker. A-book broker. So for example, they're GJ. All right, we're pushing. All right, GJ's pushing. GU trying to push. GCAP pushing. Worry about the rest of them. But we like those other three. GN is already above the zone. It should close. We got 11 minutes until it closes. So we'll see. We got a little time, guys. We got another 11 minutes. But from a broker standpoint, I want a book broker versus a B book broker. So a B book broker manipulates your trades. A B book broker will, when your price is about to get to take profit, it'll open the spreads up, make them wider so that your trade doesn't close. And then price goes the other way. And then you're mad. All right. A B book broker is trading against you. They will close trades out and let your trade keep running. And you're wondering what happened. A B book broker, if for those who are using automated trading software, they will, let's say your broker, your software is trying to put in a specific type of trade, like a hedge. The broker may block that trade. It'll block the EA or your auto trader from putting that trade in. And then when you look up, you're in big drawdown. And that's because your bot wasn't hedging like it's supposed to, like it's designed to, because the broker is blocking it. That is what B book brokers do, because they make more money when you lose than when you just win. Because if you win, they only make money off of the spread, the commission they charge you. But if you lose and they're B booking you, they get to keep that money too. An A book broker doesn't care. They send your trades straight to the banks, the liquidity banks, the banks that actually house and hold the majority of the money for the entire Forex market. All they care about is volume of trades, because they make money off of every small percentage. And so the goal is to do what? The goal is for them to only, entice you to trade more on their platform so they can make more fees off of you. That's it. And that's good for you because they don't charge huge fees, as well as they entice you to trade. They entice you by giving you lower spreads. They entice you by not charging you large fees. They might even have other promotions that go on that they utilize to entice you to trade with them. And those are the brokers you want to utilize because, again, they care about your user experience. Someone said, don't forget the news. Exactly. Some brokers will utilize news to send price way up or way down and bring it right back. Whereas you look at another broker, like an A book broker, you'll see, I didn't have that spike. That's because that broker didn't manipulate the trade. They didn't care about the news, because the banks, they're not seeing crazy spikes on the news. So why should you see crazy spikes on the news? So the goal is to trade with the banks. You want to trade with the banks, and you want to use the same liquidity providers that the banks use so that you can have the same advantage, same playing field. Now, how you trade is a different story because they trade differently. But if you have the same playing field, at least you're in the same ball game. It's like trading on a B book broker is like playing football on a basketball court. You can't do it. You're gonna slip and slide in your spike, in your cleats. And so you want to make sure you're playing on the right field. And then once you're playing on the right field, you then want to make sure that you're doing what? Then you want to make sure you are using the right system to be on the right side of the trades, which AIRO will help you out with. So you want to make sure you're in the right broker. So for those who are asking, that I see here in questions, if you're asking, you can contact me and I'll put my handle here on Instagram. I am at Nate Got the Bag. I just put it in the chat for you guys. Also on Telegram at Nate Got the Bag. Just send me a message. I'll let you guys know who I use that way. I can't do it publicly, but I can do it privately. And again, I have for all the international traders, I have an international broker. For everyone in the U.S., I have a U.S. broker. And so that's how the game works. So now we got that out of the way. We've got 6 minutes. Let me look at a couple questions here. All right, guys. So real quick, let me pull up my account. I'm going to pull up my AP account to show you guys what to do. So everyone that's using AIRO right now is seeing a great, they're having better performance, on their VPS right now. So version 3 was just put out this past weekend of AIRO. The weekend before that, the VPS was upgraded, but you have to manually reboot your VPS to take advantage of the upgrades with the VPS. And so for those who haven't done it, I'm going to show you guys how to do so that you can have the same user experience that everyone else is starting to have now. All right, so let me share my screen real quick. If you see here, guys, I logged into Auvoria Prime, and I went over here. I clicked on the little menu button here, the little three lines with the AP Marketplace, and came to Switch Tools. That brings me to here. I have the AIRO software. I simply go to Launch VPS. I scroll down here to where it says VPS accounts. I click on this for the drop down. Access pass running. I select that. I don't care about the password right now. I close that out. And what I do is I hit reboot VPS. And then I hit OK. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it. Once you've done that, you're good to go. Your VPS has officially been rebooted. So people think rebooting the VPS means just turning it off, turning it back on, closing out the website, logging back in. No, you have to come to this screen and select reboot your VPS. A lot of people aren't doing that. I've talked to IT, and there are a lot of users still who have not rebooted a VPS. They can see who has and who hasn't. I'm probably going to have them do it on the weekend, potentially. I'm going to talk to them about potentially doing it this weekend. Pick a random hour during like on a Saturday, and just let everybody know, hey guys, we're getting ready to do some maintenance. Don't trade, and have them manually reboot everyone's VPS to ensure everyone gets the update so that people can have that user experience. Because some people just aren't finding it. They're saying they are doing it and they're not doing it because IT can tell in the back office if they're doing it or not. So you have to reboot here so that you can take advantage of the upgrades. And then once you do that, you then want to you'll see version 3 pop up. Some people are still using version 2. Like they're sending me screenshots saying that they are rebooting the VPS. They send me a screenshot and it clearly shows version 2. How do I know? The pip counter on version 3 is on the left side of the screen. Version 1 and version 2, version 2 is when I added the pip counter. It's on the right side of the screen. All right. If you are still on the right side of the screen, you have not rebooted your VPS and you have not downloaded the version 3, because you have to reboot your VPS to even see version 3. All right. So I need you guys to reboot your VPS. That will help you out. If you rebooted your VPS and you put version 3 on the chart and you're still, which I haven't heard many after they actually officially are walking through it. But if you're still having those issues, then put a ticket in and they will look at your account specifically. But most people are telling me that, hey, the upgrades have helped. And then when, of course, version 3 has helped. So when version 4 comes out, we should be in a significantly better place on that aspect. All right. So GN is up big. Let's look at GU. GU still down. GJ still down. GCAT hasn't broke. G Chef down. G-Odd, we're not worried about because the zone is so large, but it hasn't broken Asia session yet. Plus, let me look at how big this Asia channel was. The Asia channel is 34 pixels, so we're good. So it hasn't broken it yet. The only one that's broken, and it's in the zone. So we're going to chill on that. Ethereum finally hit the support zone. Bitcoin's chilling. Ripple, I'm not even looking at Ripple. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop watching Ripple. Every time I look at Ripple, it's got a huge spread. So I'm not even going to look at that right now. Let's pull up the Euro pairs. Euro, nothing. Euro, let's see, that's just Euro AUD. An uptrend. Nothing really going on right now. Euro NZD. Downtrend right now, so we're looking for sales. And Euro JPY, we are looking for buys, and it's just kind of ranging right now. So far, so quiet right now. We might have some movement here shortly on the G pairs, but right now, kind of quiet. And what I've been seeing, guys, again, it's something we may change. I am thinking about. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that. Let's get a vote for those who'd like to get on London sessions right now. CHF JPY. Let's go look at that real quick. CHF JPY is not a pair that I trade, so I'm gonna have to pull it up manually. Y'all like calling out these pairs that I don't trade. CHF JPY. It's in an uptrend and it's sitting inside of a resistance zone. So we do absolutely nothing. Nothing to do on that one. So, and for those of you guys who love jumping on the London sessions with me, I appreciate it. We've been looking at it. You guys know typically the first hour is slow, no real action. We might see a London session or Asia session breakout. Yes, Sinclair. The idea is potentially to think about starting 1 hour later. So starting 1 a.m. Central Standard Time instead of midnight Central Standard Time, because London session typically actually starts at 2 a.m. Central Standard. So typically, if you guys notice, we don't take our most trades until an hour and a half to 2 hours in is when we actually take our trades. And so that's the idea. If you think starting later is a good idea, let me get a thumbs up in the chat. And if you think it's not, give me a thumbs down. So we just kind of get a poll to see what you guys think. Thumbs up if you think starting 1 hour later is good. Thumbs down if you want to keep it where it's at. A lot of thumbs up. A lot of thumbs up. All right.
A lot of thumbs up. We need that hour later.
Yep. So what that means is we'll start at 1 a.m. Central and we'll go to, I'm thinking about even adding an hour, guys. I'm thinking about going from, instead of 1, if we start an hour later, instead of going from 3 hours, we might go 4 hours. And then there'll be an hour break. And then the Hawkeye session starts. So the Hawkeye guys come on with AIRO and wedges. And then that rolls right into New York session. So we'll see. I like this. So everybody says add Tuesday mornings. Yeah, that's something I thought about as well. So Monday nights are pretty decent. So we may look to add Monday nights or like I said, Tuesday morning London session. So we may look to add that as well. I thought about that. Good call out. Someone said a bag entry on GU. I don't think we had one. No, so it's not a bag entry because of the resistance zone. It's less than 20 pips away from the resistance zone. So it is a bag entry, bounce, AIRO, but it's not go time. It's bounce, AIRO, hold your horses. Stop, because that resistance zone is right there. All right, got to have 20 pips or more to the opposite color zone of what it bounced off of. So if it bounces off of green and the trend is up, then we have to have 20 pips or more to the next red zone, and vice versa if we're in a sell trend. All right. Let's see here. What else? All right, we looked at that one already for the breakout. So someone asked about when to get out on strategy number 2. So let's go look at that. We're gonna look at strategy number 2. Strategy number 2 is just strategy number 1 on the higher time frames. So let's go look at, GU. Let's go to the H1. All right, so we zoom out all the way. We see more green than red, right? So we know we're in an uptrend, all right? Well, look at this right here. We had a bounce, AIRO on this one. So we're looking at an entry candle right here. You want to measure to make sure you have 50 pips or more. We only had 25 pips room to the next zone. The goal is to catch 50 pips or more on H1. 50 pips should be to take profit. The goal on H4, so on the 4 hour, should be 100 pips. Now, if you're fine taking a quick 20, 25 pips, hey, go for it. But the goal is to look for 50 pips or more. All right. Now, let's see here. the stop loss is going to vary. So let me find a better scenario real quick. The stop loss is going to vary when it comes to the actual stop loss, your stop loss. So for example, here, GJ, uptrend, bounce, arrow, go. There's no zone up here. So you would be up right now. Just this candle you got in on, that candle ran up 30 pips. And with current price right now, you'd be somewhere sitting around about 30 pips. It's not bad because your drawdown was only 4 pips. Now your stop loss goes to the previous low. Doesn't matter if it closes below moving average and changes colors. Your stop loss goes to the previous low. So for me, the previous low is right here. Previous low. It made a previous low right here. So my stop loss would be here. Now, higher time frames, you want to typically use lower lot sizes. But, because you never know how small or wide your stop loss may be. Let's find another example. Find another example here. H1. These are invalid. Even though price went up, these are invalid because why? You had to bounce, you had a down arrow before you had an up arrow. All right. So no, these are invalid. I would have put my stop loss here, previous low, entries here, previous low here, and you'd have lost. Look at that. Got spiked out and then that's why this is invalid. If you get a down first, before you get an up arrow or an uptrend, it's invalid. Let's go to the Euro pair. Let's go check out Euro. And let's go to the H1 for a sale. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Tight stop loss. I like these stop losses here. These are ones that I look for when I take, if I do take them. So you see here, we're in a downtrend, 2 red, 1 green. All right. I had a bounce. I got an arrow. So I'm getting in here. My drawdown is 4 pips. And right now I'm up about, call it 18, 20 pips. 30 pips to the next zone. So you're not looking to catch the full 50 pip run, but you can catch this and make some nice trades. But look where my stop loss is going to be at, right here. So it's going to be a tighter stop loss because that's my previous low, or previous high. We're in a sale now. So in the sale, you want to put your stop loss at the previous high. All right. So that's kind of how it works, guys. That's how strategy 2 works, where you put your stop loss at. There is no set 40 pip stop loss, anything like that. It's just, it's based on the setup. So for me, I like setups that have tighter stop losses like this, because again, the strategy behind AIRO is a momentum strategy. So on the higher time frames, you typically have, when the arrows are triggered, you typically have stronger momentum, and therefore you typically have better setups. Sometimes you will lose. Like for example, you lost this trade right here. I'll explain why. For me, my previous low would be right here at the body. Now, had I put it at the wick, I would have probably won. But I like to put mine at the body. And this is my previous low, or previous high from this arrow here, because we know we're in a sell trend, bounce, arrow, you'd have lost that trade. And it happens. It happens. I mean, AIRO is not a foolproof system. There is no foolproof system. All right. Now, some people would have said, hey, my previous for them, their previous high is up here, and they'd have been fine. But at that point, you're holding for a very long time. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. Guys, if you have questions, so rules, guys, if you have questions, put them into the Q&A. I can't check Q&A and chat at the same time, guys. So I'm concentrating on questions in the Q&A. All right. So someone asked, is version 4 the EA that we've been waiting for? So no, it's not. It's not going to manually trade for you. All it's going to do is the EA that version 4 has is what it does is it looks at multiple time frames as well as multiple pairs, and it brings all the alerts for you. So it manages and does the heavy lifting for you as far as letting you know what to trade. That's it. It's not, and then you just click on the box to take you to the chart. It is not the actual EA that manually trades for you. That will be coming out at a later date. We got about 5 minutes. Let's go look real quick at the breakouts and see how we're looking. So GU, not doing nothing. GJ, not doing anything. GCAT, nothing. G-Chef, nothing. GI, nothing. GN, let's see here. It's up. So I feel good. GN trying to make a move up. It's coming back down, hit that zone, but it's trying to push up. If GN is pushing up, we could have a good night. We could have a good night. You get to break out everywhere else. So one thing I forgot to do. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, pull up the app. One thing you didn't do is look at the news. You need to look at the news for the night. Let's see how the night's going to go. For news, I use MyFX Books, the app, and I look at, sometimes I look at Forex Factory, but for the most part, I stick with MyFX Book. So tonight we've got, in 17 minutes, we have red folder news on Euro. So we're not going to touch Euro. We got orange folder news. And then the rest of the night we're clear. I mean, we got some orange on CHF and Euro later on, like 4 hours from now. But we're pretty much clear tonight. We're clear tonight. Now, during New York session, there's going to be red folder news on USD. A lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Then you got crude oil news tomorrow. You got a FOMC press conference. Fed's monetary policy. There's going to be a lot of volatility during New York session. So if you're trading the indices, be careful. I expect them to sell hard like they've been doing for the last 2 days. But a lot of USD news during New York session. So be careful trading for those who decide to trade during New York session. All right, guys? A lot of big news coming. A lot of heavy news. Whenever you hear FOMC news is almost as powerful as NFP. NFP, for those who don't know what NFP stands for for non-farm payroll. That is when they announce the unemployment numbers once a month. And that sends prices moving very rapidly. You don't want to be on the wrong side of news. So it's best to stay out if you're not experienced with it. So someone asked about the chart I'm using. I'm using version 4 of AIRO. So version 4 of AIRO will be coming out at a later date. So I'm going to be utilizing version 4 and playing with it live to make sure everything works good, which it's already been tested. You'll see probably starting not tomorrow, but the day after, you start seeing the New York group start using version 4. And the goal is just to use it for a week or two live, make sure everything is working right, and we're maxing it out on the VPS so that you guys have a better user experience when it comes out. So I want you guys to see it. That way you can see how it works. All right. New strategy. So, hey, I'm glad you guys asked. People have been making assumptions. I've seen people talk about people with suits coming to my door and telling me not to release strategy number 9. And so I've been doing a little more back testing on it. I've got a sound strategy that I like. I had learned a new one. Let's put it that way. That goes in conjunction with the original one. So I've I've made strategy 9 a lot more user friendly. So it's a lot easier to use than what it was before, and even more accurate. I would say personally, but we'll see. You guys let me know. G pair is not doing nothing. EG nothing, EA nothing, EN nothing, EJ nothing, ETH, BTC, Euro, EP. Oh, we got rid of Ripple. So nothing right now. Nothing really moving. We got an update on the GBP the M5. So I'm running all these time frames. The minute one, I took off the minute one because every minute something's popping up. An arrow's popping up every minute on something. So I took the minute one off, but I'm looking at from minute 5 all the way to the month chart, just watching it. So on this chart, guys, I'm going to add one more thing to it, and that's going to be the ADR. So I'm going to add the ADR. That way, whatever pair you pull up, it'll pull up the ADR, and that's it. So it'll be whatever pairs you want to put here, whatever time frames you want to look at, and then the ADR. I'm going to make a video on how to set it up, and we'll also talk about it every Sunday night, as well as on every live call that I have about the setup, how to utilize it. So you guys will have all the tools necessary when this rolls out. I really think you guys like this a lot. For those who like to look at the higher time frames, you don't have to have all the charts open. The one thing you have to do is just make sure you close down charts that you're not using. So I only open up the charts that I'm looking at for this call. And nothing more. Anything else you guys ask me to open up, I'll open up. But then if I don't see anything that I like, then we close it out. All right. Let's go answer some more questions. So new strategies. Strategy number 9 will be out this Thursday. All right. This Thursday. Someone asked me about how to count pips on crypto. So crypto USD. So crypto is counted like money. So let's go look at it real quick. It's real easy, really, guys, real easy. So if you use crypto in US dollars, so BTC USD, ETH USD, XRP USD, those are the main cryptos you want to trade. All right, those are the USD based cryptos. All right, and so you see here that the price of Bitcoin is at $31,747.58, right? So if I take price from here to the zone, you can see that the second number on this says 24762. So that's 247.62 pips. It's written just like money. So the last 2 numbers are the cents. The first 3 numbers or 4 numbers, depending on how many pips you can catch, is your actual pips. So from current price or where my cursor is at to this zone is, for at least right here, is 245 pips. So 245.26 pips. That is how you count cryptocurrency. It's like money. The last 2 digits are always the cents. Everything else in front of those last 2 are your pips. So it's $245.26, which is 245 pips. All right. That's how this is the exact same way you count pips with gold. So gold is the exact same way as cryptocurrency. All right. Now, if you use cryptocurrency that doesn't have USD as the base, it's totally different. All right. It's got to have USD as the base. All right. Same person asked about they asked about using the fib on this bad boy here. So let's look at it. Do the fib, throw it from here to here. And you can see here, no real hammer. All right, bet you got a doji, long tail doji here off the 38. And so for me, with that, I would have had entry on this candle right here for sale. My stop loss, that's the 5 minute. We don't care about the 5 minute. This thing about to get annoying. My stop loss would be above the 55 pips. And my take profit number 1 would be at the 0 line. My take profit number 2 would be at the negative 38. And you can see you had a total of 40 pips drawdown. All right, I'm sorry. 97 pips drawdown, round up to 97 pips. TP1 was at 287 pips, and TP2 would have been a total of 665 pips. So fibs work, guys. As you can see here, while we were doing it, this green zone popped up while we were doing it, which means that you had nothing but blue skies underneath. Those who always like to say, oh, the zones were there and they moved. No, the zones weren't there. Zone just popped up. This was a valid fib move, which, you know, TP1, 287 pips, TP2, 665 pips. And this is the 5-minute chart. So, I mean, it literally took you a course of, you could add 200 or 600 plus pips in 43 5-minute candles. So that is it's like 3 hours 45 minutes, something like that. 3 hours 40 minutes for 665 pips. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So yeah, there, it's a good fib move. Good fib move. Do I think EG can drop? EJ can drop. I don't know, guys. I don't speculate. I just trade what the charts tell me. I don't speculate on what I think is going to happen. I just trade what the chart tells me to trade. All right. Let's take a look at our breakouts. They're going the opposite direction right now. All the breakouts. All right. All the breakouts. EG, nothing. Nothing's moving right now. All right. Let's go look at some more Q&A. We're using the same Zoom link that we always use. There's 2 types of Zoom links for my calls. There's one for Sunday night, and there's a separate link for the live trading calls. So you want to make sure you're in the Telegram channel. Those will be put out, as well as you know, the link's the same. So if you keep the same link, you can use it every time. GCAD, we're sitting on all G pairs right now, guys. GCAD second arrow. Someone asked about. Let's go look at that. GCAD. So right now with GCAD, if a second arrow formed, you know, that's a bag entry. If a second up arrow, that would be a valid bag entry. That would be a valid bag entry. All right. I would love to see a second arrow pop up above the zone, but if we get one, yeah, that's a valid bag entry. Just like strategy number 1 says. All right. Who can you tell a broker? So people ask this question all the time. To ask, you know, to know if a broker is A book or B book, you can do one of 2 things. One, you can tell by the spreads. Spreads are significantly lower than on A book than versus B book. That's number 1. Number 2, if someone knows, and again, in the position I'm in, I have the opportunity to talk to brokers, and I know who's A book and B book. That's why I know who, you know, actually is an A book and B book brokers are out there. You know, and once you get bigger into Forex, you know, and more engaged in circles, you'll understand and get to hear the information. But you can look at the you know, you look at the fine print. So when you first sign up, you look at some of the fine print. They talk about certain things on there that will tell you that it's a B book. And then also, you know, you can actually ask the actual broker themselves. They may or may not tell you. But you can ask them pointed questions like, when I place a trade on your broker, I mean, on your, you know, through your platform, Is my trade being managed on your platform, or is my trade being submitted to the liquidity provider? And if they say it's being managed on their platform, you know they're a B-book broker. If they're an A-book broker, they don't manage it on it. They're the middleman. A-book brokers are just middlemen. They pass on the trade to the liquidity provider, and they take a percentage or a commission to do so. That's all they do. That is all they do. All right. So people have thought about when the second arrow comes, they don't get 20. And you know, it happens. You're not guaranteed to get 20. You know, so what I like to do, and I've talked about it, and when I re-record all my videos, I will probably make this change. Strategy number one, second arrow, go for half of the pips than the first arrow. So instead of going for 20, go for 10. So I agree with you, 10 pips. How do you add the BTC and Ethereum charts? So here's how you add charts, guys. Here's how you add charts. You want to come to view. You want to come to symbols. And then you want to find cryptos. And you want to add cryptos here. If you don't see cryptos, your broker does not provide cryptocurrency for you to trade. Again, another thing that I in with a broker is that they have a lot of asset classes for you to trade. As you see this broker here, I've got Forex crosses. I have cryptos. I have Forex exotics. I have precious metals. Further up, I have the regular Forex majors. I have energies. I have indexes, which is the indices. I have US shares, which is the stocks. I have EU shares, which is more stocks that are overseas. All right. Forex Pro Major. All right. So these are just different types of spreads. So those are the pros. All right. I got mini Forex contracts. All right. This is a different type of spread and fee. You know, a lot of these different ones, you may have a, for example, Pro. If I remember correctly, so Pro, man, I get these confused sometimes. I don't trade them. I just stick with the original. But with Pro, if I remember correctly, your leverage is lower. I gotta go look, guys. I gotta go look again. They got some different offerings where some of them may allow you to have lower leverage. And because you have lower leverage, you have lower spreads. And I believe with the I think with the Pro, you have no spread, but you have very low leverage, which means that if you're on a $100 account, you couldn't trade a 0.1 if you wanted to. So the leverage is lower. So you guys understand leverage. Leverage, the more leverage a broker allows you to have, the bigger lot size you can place on that trade on a smaller account. So, for example, on this broker here, I can, if I wanted to, and again, it's not the right thing to do, I could use a standard lot on a $200 account. All right. So Pro and Mini just allows you different factors. Some of them have lower spread, fixed spreads, but when you have a better setup, you typically lose something. So you lose your leverage. And I believe Pro, no spread, but you have significantly lower leverage. So it allows you to get into profit instantly. However, your leverage is lower, which means you're not going to be able to utilize the lot size as high as you would, if you just use the regular setups. All right. Then I've got futures. All right. So this broker here gives me a lot of different asset classes for me to trade. That's another benefit of having a proper broker. I've left brokers because they didn't have cryptocurrency. I wanted to trade cryptos. I left brokers because they didn't have indices. I wanted to trade indices. So you want to find a broker that has everything that you're willing to trade. Again, I can't tell you who to, but I've got two for you that offer these. Let me know. One international, one US. Hit me up at Nate Got the Bag on Instagram or in the Telegram, and I will let you know who those are. You can check them out for yourself. And if you decide to use them, great. If you don't, hey, no hard feelings. You know, it's your call. I'm just here to let you guys know who I use, and that way as well, because some people talk about how, hey, my setup doesn't look like yours. I don't have a zone. You do. Well, if you guys want to have the exact same setup that I have and see the exact same thing that I see, as well as be able to take the same trades and have the same output, you have to use the same broker. Otherwise, your broker may look different because their prices may be different. Therefore, a zone may pop up on your broker, but not on my broker. All right. An AIRO might pop up on your broker, but not on my broker. That happens if you have a different broker because they have different price points. And the candle movement is what triggers all the software. It's all based on price and the price candlesticks. So if you don't have the same broker I have, you're most likely not going to have the same setup. So if you want to have the same setup and all the offerings and it be an A-book broker, so you're not getting someone to manipulate you, send me a message and I'll let you know who I use. So to answer that question real quick, to add them, if you go to view symbols, whatever you want to add, so you want to go to cryptos, all you do is double click so that the gray square turns, when it turns gold, then you can close this. You can go to create a new chart here and it'll be down here, cryptos. There it is. All right. All right, so guys, hold on, I'll answer this privately, guys. Hold on real quick. Ask me, do I ever make or avoid trades when there is a trend 5+ support or resistance zones? 5+, I'm not really sure what that means. Again, if I have less than 20 pips to support or resistance, I don't take the trade. All right, I don't take the trade. That's the one thing. So I will avoid that. Reason being, support is there, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that. Oops, wrong screen. There's no guarantee that it's going to go directly to support resistance. It may stop short of it. All right. So I need to have 20 pips or more room. Price is trying to move back up on the G pairs. Nothing really moving. We got GI now is above Asia session, just like GN. So we got 2 above. That's a good sign. GN still pushing up. We don't take trades into the zone. All right. We don't take trade into the zone, but it's a good sign so far. The Euros, man, they just babysitting right now. They chilling. Not doing much of nothing. Bitcoin trying to bounce up. Ethereum same. All right. Let's get back to these questions. Almost 300 people on the call, guys. We're going to set a new record tonight. All right. Look like USD CAD. USD CAD. All right, guys. You guys keep bringing these pairs up. Again, Got to make sure you're trading the right pairs at the right time. All right. Just because it's a forex pair doesn't mean you trade it every hour of the day. Certain pairs only move during certain time frames. This is one of those pairs, USD CAD. It is a New York session pair. Look, during New York session, you had your bigger move. London session, it moved a little bit. New York, bigger move. All right, let's go back and look. London session, little move. Up, down. New York, shoo, big move. All right. London, this day, not too much move, period. But you had a bigger move during New York. All right. Because why? This is a New York session pair. There's nothing in it right now. I'm not looking to trade it. There's nothing there. The Asia session breakout, guys. Strategy number 3 that we're looking at, we always look for when we first jump on these calls. That is specifically a Great Britain pound strategy. All right. A Great Britain pound strategy. So someone asked me, when should a complete beginner to Forex start using AIRO? So now, AIRO was built for beginners. AIRO was built for beginners. There are advanced strategies so that intermediate to experienced traders can trade with AIRO and still have great success or use it in conjunction with their strategies. But AIRO was built for beginners. So the best time to use AIRO is now and always now. Calvin, we just hit a record, 304 members on the call. Hey, you guys are the best.
Let's go.
These calls will keep getting bigger and bigger. Hey, I'm excited, guys. I mean, you guys are showing support, and hey, I'm gonna try to give you guys as much as I can, just as well as Calvin, and we're gonna try to come out here as well and get you guys pips. So that's the goal. Last week we caught 200 pips last week. So 200 pips live last week, 140 on one day, 60 on another day. So 2 out of the 3 days we took trades. So far, guys, on London session, we haven't lost any trades. We were very picky on the trade we take, but we haven't lost any. And I believe during New York session, they've only lost 1. So trading with AIRO and being precise on what we trade, we've had 1 loss all year. This is our 3rd week back using AIRO. So let's try to keep this trend going. All right. Someone asked about the process of taking profit or setting up a trade. So I will show this. I will show you guys how to set up, take profit, and stop loss once we get a trade opportunity. Cool. Took it on today's AM. Use strategy 2 to catch euro odd on H4. So let's look at that. EA on H4 time frame. They used that and took that trade. Let's go look at it. Euro odd on the H4. Strategy number 2. You shouldn't have used that at all today. It's in a downtrend, and there was no bounce off of resistance. Earlier today was a buy, so there should never have been a trade taken on EUR AUD on H4. Not at all. Unless and they took this sell, which is the right direction to take it. The sell, there was no bounce. So I'm not sure what happened with that trade, guys. That should not have been a trade on EA. CJ, I think that's CHFJPY, 30-minute bag. Guys, again, one of those pairs that Let's go look at it. Do I even have it? CHF JPY. You guys trade these funky pairs, man. Funky pairs. CHF JPY on the 30-minute for the bag. Let's take a look. It's in the zone. We're not taking a trade. It's inside the zone. We are in a even trend. 2 red, 2 green. So you guys know the rules. We look at the 2 inner zones to see if they're 50 pips or more apart, which I can tell you is not even close, like 15 pips apart. We're not taking that trade. That is a false, invalid trade. It's inside the zone. We don't take trades inside the zone. Remember, you want to have 20 pips or more room away from the zone. All right? So we're not taking that. That's the bad trade to take. Let's look at our pound pairs. How are they faring? GU trying to move up. GJ, all right, we got a little break there. We got a little breakage. GCAD, oh my goodness. G Chef is getting there. GOD, I like it. GN, I like it. 1, 2, so they're moving up. So if we can sustain GCAD for another 4 minutes, it's out of zone on H1. Oh man, that's ugly. 15, GJ. GU trying to push. Everything trying to push. We'll see here in about 3 minutes. We'll see here in 3 minutes. I like it, but I don't like it. GCAD could be a good one, though. GCAD could be a good one. They're all trying to move up. G Chef is trying to break, but it's out of zone. 2 million out of zone. I mean, you got 3 of them still out of zone. GCAD did break above. GJ trying to break above. GU trying to break. We got 1, 2. We got 3 out of the 4 over, or 3 out of 6 over the Asia session. You guys know me. I like to have 4, and the 3 that are over, they're already starting to retrace. I don't know about taking that, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We got 3 minutes left. A lot can change in 3 minutes. A lot can change, especially the pound pairs. I've seen them move 100 pips in 30 seconds before. I don't use the Ichimoku cloud. Someone talked about silver going long on the Ichimoku cloud. I don't use the Ichimoku cloud. I use AIRO. And silver is we'll look at it real quick, but silver is something that you don't trade, especially commodities. You don't trade silver unless it's during New York session when silver is traded. So let me add silver because I don't even have it added. I don't trade very often. Silver is in a uptrend. Bag entry. I mean, I wouldn't touch it just because it's not New York session, but I mean, it follows the rules. So if you want to take that trade, you can. Again, just because you follow the rules doesn't mean you can always win. It's not in session pair to trades. a New York session pair you want to trade. GU didn't break through. GJ is above. GCAD still above. It's above, but in the zone. GI is above in the zone. GN is above in the zone. They're trying to come down. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? G Chef, your boy. That's your favorite pair. Calvin, what you thinking, man?
Now that breakout, you already know I took that trade a little bit. You know, I like that breakout that's about to happen. I feel like it's definitely gonna break out. We're gonna see
GCAD
though.
buy? You thinking GCAD buy?
No, I
GCAD.
think G Chef is gonna be a good buy in GBP USD. I feel like once it breaks out through that zone, I feel like in another out in like 45 minutes, we're really gonna see what's shaking.
Yeah, I agree. What about the GCAD? Look at GCAD, man. That's already above the zone. It's clear as day. No zone up there either.
That's definitely a buy. I feel like it's gonna keep rising up.
All right, Calvin Carr. All right, we going GCAD with the buy. So here's what I'm gonna show you guys. And then we'll probably add the others on there as well. So you know how to get in the trade, you know how to get in the trade. For everyone that wants to get in the trade that doesn't know how, this is your first time. If you're on your computer, you want to right click on the black of the screen. You want to select one click trading. You'll get this little button up here. You then want to adjust your lot size based on your account size. So if you have a $100 account, I recommend a 0.01 lot size for every $100. When you place buy, it's going to give you this one-click trading disclaimer. Select I accept the terms, select OK, and then come back and select buy again. And then now you're actually in the trade. So you want to select buy at the appropriate lot size. All right. And then you also want to ensure that your, like I say, the appropriate lot size, make sure your lot size is proper. 0.01 for every $100. Someone challenged me to not flex a big boy account. And so I'm going to show you guys here live. I have set up, this is my London session only account. I have it, I'm doing copy. So I have it, the software attached to another account, my big boy account. But this is a brand new account, $305. I'm going to show you guys that you can have a small account and be able to stack it up properly. All right. Now, I'm a more experienced trader, so I can over leverage. I recommend 0.01 lot size for every $100. So technically, I should be using a 0.03. However, I'm not going to because I'm a little more experienced trader. And, when you feel more confident, you're a more experienced trader, you can, risk a little more and feel confident about it. All right. Because at that point, you're more experienced, more consistent at winning trades. And so I'm going to use a little bit more. But, the goal is to show you guys that, you can run an account up. I'm going to run this same $300 account for the rest of the year. I'm just going to run it. I'm only going to trade it on this call. Or if I have any calls on New York session, I won't trade in between. That way we can keep track of all the records for the year. I've got it attached to a my book. So if people want to see the trades from the group and you guys see that, man, people don't believe that we've gone 57-0 when we get to that point, or 57-1, they don't believe it. I can give you guys my FX book because it's going to have all the trades that we've taken on this call on London sessions. So, yep, be on the lookout for this brand new account. Small account to show people that you don't need a lot of money. Don't need a lot of money. All right. So we in the GCAD. Now I just jinxed myself because now I'm gonna blow the account. All right, let's close this down here. We're in the GCAD buy. Now here's how you set your take profit and stop loss. Now, all you do is to set, because we're in a buy, we expect price to go up. We're so far up, we can't even see it. So what you want to do though is put your mouse on the green dotted line. That's your entry line. When it says drag to modify, Bitcoin for the buy. I'm not touching that because we are in a sell trend. All right. So what you want to do is when it says drag to modify, you want to click it, hold it, and drag it up. It doesn't work right now, and you don't want to do it because we're so close to the top. So you just let it run. To set stop loss, you click it, drag it the opposite direction. And you wait until it says -40. Or no, I'm sorry, -400. That is 40 pips. 40 pips. All right. And we're there right here. -400 and -400 on the dot. That's -40 right there. All right. And you do the opposite direction, going the other way. So right now we're at break even. We should be in profit here very soon. GU trying to break out. GJ, yeah, I'll be getting in GJ on the next candle when this thing closes above the zone and that zone disappears. We're already in GCAD. G Chef moving on up nicely. GI moving up nicely. GN still moving up nicely. So we should have a nice little breakout here, guys. Nice little breakout. Nice little breakout. All right. Let me open up my phone so I can watch these trades. That way I can go answer questions and watch my trades in peace and feel good. One pip in profit. The goal is 20 pips, guys. We're looking for 20 pips. Looking for 20 pips. So I always tell everybody there's 2 TP levels. For those of you guys who want to take the shortcut, or I won't say the shortcut out, but if you want to take quick little scalp, set your take profit for 10 pips. And then if you're looking for the full move that we look for on these breakouts, we're looking for 20 pips. All right. We're looking for 20 pips. Unless we get the opposite zone. So if an opposite colored zone pops up, we immediately exit the trade. That is how we reduce our drawdown. So for example, we may get to a point where prices kind of move sideways for a while, and then it drops a little bit, and then we get a red zone up here. We immediately exit the trade. So we might exit the trade at -8 pips. Well, -8 pips is better than -40 pips. So that is why from a standpoint of managing risk, we're not risking the full 40 pips because most of the time we're going to either hit take profit or we're going to get out early because we had an opposite colored zone pop up. Therefore, we're not going to let price go all the way to -40 pips. If you're letting it go to -40 pips every time, you're not following the rule of exiting the trade immediately when an opposite colored zone pops up. All right. All right, let me go answer some more questions here. The rule of having, yes. So someone asked the rule about the 20 pip rule to the next zone. Does that apply to the Asia breakout strategy? That is correct. It does. Moving the Asia session, moving this call to a moving a forward 1 hour. It'll probably start next week if we do so. All right. If we do so, it'll be next week. Is strategy number 4 valid on the GBP CAD pair? GBP CAD is strategy number 4 valid? Let's take a look. GBP CAD. So strategy number 4 would have been good at the very start of the money zone. So yes, glad you caught it, man. Why you called it out when we got here? We could have took the trade right here. First candle inside the money zone that is above the previous day's money zone. You can take it. And we'd be up right now about 14 pips. We'd be at about 20 pips already. So yeah, that was a good trade. That would have been a good valid trade. If you took it, great. You're up. You're up. We can start. I forget about strategy number 4. How long has it been? So I've been trading the financial markets for about 14 years now. Forex, almost 5. But I've been, the financial markets, they all use the same chart. So I'm used to seeing charts, analyzing charts. So it's not it wasn't very hard for me to jump in on it when I came to Forex. All right. So someone wants to look at Euro EA on the H1. They took a sale yesterday. So let's go take a look at it. EA on the H1. They took a sale yesterday. So that would have been this sale right here. Let's zoom out. You can see we're in a sell trend, more red zones than green zones. Bounce, arrow, go time, and it's reversed on us a little bit. But you would have had a run of 38, 39 pips. Not bad. You almost hit the 50 pips. A little retrace right now. But if you look left, look at where it stopped at. So it's one thing I teach as well. We talk about structure. If you look at it, see price came to this area and just stood there before it, it kind of just ran sideways before it ran up. Price came down to the same level and reversed. Kind of like we talked about all last week, guys. Let's go look back further. Look at that. I just pulled this chart up for the first time. So, I didn't plan this. Look at that. Look at that. Price dropped and hit that area specifically. Price loves to repeat itself over and over again. Look at this. Look at how those wicks are hitting that same area. Same there. Same, just hovering the same area. Just boom, 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 boom. Just hitting the same area. Price loves to repeat over and over again. So when you can see this, you'll know that, you notice by looking left, as I always call it. It's a trick that I learned a long time ago. Look left, because look left stands for price repeats itself. So if you look left, you can typically see why price did what it did at that point. Because 9 times out of 10, it hit an area of market structure. So these zones only major market structure. However, within major market structure, there's minor structure. This is a minor structure area. All right. Bounce there and turn around. But you can see it bounce there and turn around in many places prior to yesterday. There, here. I'm pretty sure we can go back a lot further and see the same thing. All right. So minor structure. Keep that in mind. Something like that, I would have seen something like that. And knowing me, I probably would have saw that, put my line there like I just did, and then got out on this candle with some profit. That's just what I would have done. Man, you guys are blowing the Q&A up, man. I got to try to catch up. Does closing out the chart remove it from being watched on version 4? No, it does not. The EA is what, as long as you have told the EA to look at all these pairs on these time frames, whether you have the chart open or not, it's going to always look at those time frames. So you can always get an update on what's going on with those time frames and those pairs. So if you select 5 and 15, it's going to show you the 5 and 15 on all pairs that you select. You can't select it to have 5 minutes for one pair and 15 minutes for all the pairs. It doesn't work that way. It's going to show you both. All right. Version 4, the difference between the boxes. Orange box, which is going to be turned to red, means that there's a down arrow on that box. The boxes that pop up, so let me go show you guys what it looks like here. Please pay attention to these guys. If you need to if you run on the call, these will be turned to red, and we'll make it red. If it's orange box though, right now, it's just telling you that GBP odd on the 1 month chart, there was a down or a sell arrow that popped up. So if I click on it, it's going to bring it up. There's a sell arrow. That's it. That's all it does. That's all it does. All right. It just tells you, it notifies you when arrows are popping up, and it tells you what type of arrow and on what time frame and on what pair. All right. Don't get stuck on version 4, guys. Concentrate on the strategies at hand. All right. Concentrate on the strategies at hand. Don't get caught up in the new shiny toy. That's how you get distracted. Getting distracted is not the way you win. All right. That's not how you win. So let's do this here. Share my screen again. We are now we're halfway through the call. We're an hour and a half in. We're up 1 pip. We're currently in a GBP CAD, so Great Britain Pound, Canadian dollar buy for strategy number 3, Asia session breakout. GU tried to break through, didn't. GJ is above. No, that's a down arrow. So yeah, I knew it looked funny. So GJ did not break. It tried to break above and failed, but it's still trying again. So we're looking good there. GCAD, we're up 2 pips right now from the breakout. G Chef failed to break out, but it's trying to break back up. G Odd is still moving to the upside. GN is still moving to the upside. So feeling decent about this trade. We got 2. Everyone's trying to push up. We'll see here, guys. I don't like seeing this right here. I actually may exit this trade. I don't like seeing that. That's this doji. It's an indecision candle. Typically, when you see a doji at the top of a peak like this, of a run up, typically you see price do one of 2. You see it do mainly one thing. It drops off a map. Every now and then you can see it break through. So again, I'm going to use the continuity of all the other pairs that, hey, we got some buying pressure right now in the G pairs. GN, GI moving up nicely. G Chef, not much. GCAD, not much yet. GJ, trying. G, trying. We got 4 trying. We got 2 that are pushing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. If you let's go to the H4 chart. You see we're inside of a zone on the H4. Let's go to the day chart. On the day chart, you can see we are reaching highs that we haven't been to. Let's see here. The last time price was this high on GCAD was December 24th. And then before that, November 23rd. So it's been a month since it's been this high going on, and before that, another month before that. And then before that, the last time it was that high was September the 2nd. So we're hitting monthly highs right now. Typically at monthly highs, one of 2 things happen. You either break through or you reverse. But typically when you reverse, and you see this right here, you got this resistance area here. So we'll see. We'll see. No real news tonight, so we could see price continue to move up. But I'm gonna keep my eye on this one here. I don't know if I fully like this one as I would usually. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. 15 minutes. Let's go answer some more questions. So on crypto, guys, I'm looking for me on crypto, I don't look for zones to be close. I'm looking for no zone. So when I take trades on crypto, I want to bounce arrow go, and I don't want to see a zone above it. That's just what I've been seeing as more success, just because of how volatile cryptos are. For the fib, it does not only work on the first retracement. It'll work on the second, the third, the fourth, as long as price continues to trend. All right. You have to have, again, go back and watch strategy number 8. You have to have clear skies for it to be valid. If you don't have, if you're in a sell and you have a support zone showing, it's not a valid, you don't use the fibs, and vice versa for a sell. All right. Fib settings. If you guys go to strategy number 8 in the back office, I give you everything needed. All right. So let me share my screen. We'll go over really quickly, but I actually break down everything in strategy number 8, guys. Please go watch the videos. they give you the step by step play. So let me make sure. I think I got the fib settings set correctly. Yep. All right. So my fib settings are slightly different. I round it down. I mean, I round it up or down. I round it to the nearest point. So you can see here, I have the 100. All right. I don't have the 78.6 because I have the 79. So I round it up to 79. I don't have the 61.8 because I have the 62. I round it up. I have the 50. No 38.6, just the 38 even. I'm sorry, 38.2, so it's just 38 even. The 0, negative 38, negative 50, negative 62. All right. How to set these, I actually show it step by step in the video, and how to apply it, I show it step by step. All right. So let's make sure to watch those videos, guys. Matter of fact, let's throw the fibs on this trade right here so we can see where we might be headed to. We're getting a break. We're getting a nice little push. We're up 4 pips right now. I need to see some more, though. I need to see some more. I need to see us get to 10 before I feel comfortable. So fibs. We had a pullback here. So previous retracement, current high. So we had a bounce off of, come on. All right. Let's see here. The 38, I don't see anything that would make me feel good about taking this trade with fibs. Little doji here, but I don't like the setups. So for me, I wouldn't have looked to take any of this. Plus, the entry time frame for the pullback or the retracement happened during changeover. So when we're changing over. All right. So I mean, I don't see anything that I feel good about taking this trade with the fibs. There's no clear setup as far as because you want, and again, I give the 5 candlestick formations you want to look for as far as rejection at a fib level. All right, when you get that rejection at a fib level, heading in the direction you want it to go to, you're good to go. I don't see any of that. All right, we're up 5 pips right now, 6 pips in GCAD and running. GJ trying to break out. GU struggling. G Chef moving up nicely. GI booming. GN booming. All right, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little better. I'm feeling a little better right now, guys. Feeling a little better. Somebody send me some Hennessy so I can add this Hennessy to the Simply Lemonade that you guys keep saying I got in my cup. And maybe I'll feel a lot better. All right, maybe we'll catch some more pips. All right. Counting pips for indices. Let's go take a look at that. Take a look at that. So counting pips for indices. SPX 500. Oops. SPX 500 on the 5 minutes. There we go. So SPX 100. All right. If we go from this candle here to the height here, this high candle here at the body, says, you see the second number there, it says 760. All right. 760. We went from 3843.7 to 3851.30. All right. That's 76. I think that's 76 pips. That's 76 pips, guys. 6 pips. All right. So the decimal is the third number. All right. The last number. So for example, here, this move here, 111 So 1112. That's 111.2. All right. So the last number is going to be a decimal. There'll either be two numbers or three numbers. All right. So it's always the first two or first three numbers. All right. That last number is a decimal. So that's the decimal. The first two, three, or even four, depending on how far price is how you count the pips when it comes to indices. All right. For S&P 500. That's the one that I trade. So that's, I don't really touch US 30 or NAS. But that's how it works for S&P 500. GCAP +7.
My G Chef trying to break through.
G-Chef. All right. Let's go look at it. We got 4 minutes. We're at +8 right now on GCAP, +8. I'm feeling better, guys. I'm feeling better. We're +8. +10. Hey, I told you we get to 10. I feel good. So at 10, you guys know the rules for me. When we get to 15 pips or more in profit, we are now looking to move our take profit or our stop loss and put it at break even or into profit at least 1-2 pips. For me, I like to put it at 2 pips. That's just me. Once I see we're at that 15 to 18 pip profit, so we're almost at take profit. That way, if price decides to say, hey, I'm coming all the way back down, it's a winning trade for us. All right. G Chef. We got the 10 sitting still. G Chef looking good. GJ looking good. GI pushing hard. GN pushing hard. Real hard. So feeling good. Now you're probably asking, why didn't we take the other ones that they're pushing? They're in zones. I don't take trades into the zone. All right. Never take trades into the zone. That's just me. Now, from a confluence standpoint, they all moving in the same ways. You could take them all. If you are confident enough and want to risk that, you can. But for me, I follow rules. As a trader, you want to follow rules, your rules. You want to set rules, and you want to follow them all the time. Because if your rules are set appropriately to the point that you are consistently making money with your rules, then you want to stick to your rules. Because if you start deviating from your rules, you start deviating from what's been making you money. So when you start losing, you're going to wonder what's wrong. It's because you've been deviating from your rules. Set your rules, stick to your rules, trade your rules, all right? And have that consistency. Because you can see over time, if you are a consistent losing trader, your rules need to be changed. If you are consistently winning, then what you can do is look to see where you lose at and fine tune your strategy to the point where you have the best opportunity to increase your winning percentage. So just do that. If you're always changing your rules, you're never going to know or increase your winning percentage because you'll never know if you need to. Oh, we almost hit 20 pips, guys. We're almost there. We almost, my family put that take profit up now. We up. Yeah, Lee. Oh, look at that drop. Oh, it took me out. What happened? How many pips I get in that trade, guys? Well, I closed my trade. I was trying to move my take profit to that 20 pip. I got out at 74.81. It took me out at 14 pips, guys. So I took 14 pips. It's getting ready to hit 20. It hit 19, so you guys should be good. I was trying to move it, and it somehow slipped. So I caught 14, but you guys should be good for 20. It's already at 17, 18 now. Entry was for me at 74.81. We're now at 74.98, so we're up 17 right now. So you guys should be good for 20 pips here real soon. All right, real soon. Matter of fact, TP hit on GCAT. Somebody got TP hit. Nice. 16 pips on GJ. All right, look at everybody taking trades. 74.99. Yeah. We're at 18 pips now on GCAT. Couple pips away, and we're almost there. Almost there, guys. First trade of the week. Boom. Somebody got 20 pips. Boom. There it is. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we do around here. We have fun. Out. That's what I'm talking about. Out. 20 pips. 20. Look like everybody hitting it. Everybody's hitting it. Here's the chart here. We're just about 74.99. About 18. Depending on your entry, you might have got in. You should be up somewhere around 18, 19 pips right about now. I slipped up and let my, as I was adjusting my take profit, I let it slip. And when price came down, it took me out. So I caught 14. I'm profitable, but I didn't get the full 20. So I'm a little upset about that. But hey, you can't go broke taking profits. All right. Come on, hey, push. Let's give us a little push so we can get everybody out. We can get everybody out. All right. GJ. Boy, GI was just booming. GN. Let's go see what these Euros are doing. Euros doing what they should have done. Opposite direction. Opposite direction. Correlation. I've been trying to think about that word all day. Finally. Look at that. Euro NZD. Euro NZD with a bag entry, but it's the wrong direction, so we don't take that. GU. Trying to push. GJ trying to push. GCAD. All right. If you get 20 pips, there we go. Oh, yeah. 15 pips, 20 pips, 10 pips. Let's go. All right, cool. TP hit. 40 pips. Let us see it, guys. Let us see it. 34 pips on GU. 18 pips. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Can't go broke taking profits. All right. Can't go break taking profits. First trade of the week. We got our 20 pips. First trade of the week. Let's wait for something else. GCash still trying to move up. I'm waiting on some cryptocurrency to come out so we can go ahead and catch a nice little 100 pip bag and call it a night, but I don't think we're going to get anything tonight. So the strategy we just caught 20 pips on with GCAD, or you guys caught 20 pips on because I slipped up and didn't hold my take profit line long enough. We use strategy number 3. So strategy number 3 is the Asia breakout. All right. So what we do is we mark the charts up for the Asia session, and we didn't mark it up fully here, and I'll explain why. First thing you do for strategy number 3 is you zoom out to see what is your trend. You see here on the minute 15 chart, we have more green zones than we have red zones. All right. So we actually have none on GCAT, no red zone. So we're in an uptrend. We've been uptrending for a while. So what does that mean? All right. So that means we're looking for price to break above the Asia channel. What is the Asia channel? So the Asia channel is, for us, based on the strategy. Let me change this color here. Let's go with the magenta. All right. Asia channel start period separator. If you don't have the period separator set up, right click on the black of the screen, come down to properties. Make sure you come to common and select show period separators. Again, right click on the black of the screen, go to the very bottom of the menu chart, select properties, come to common. You have colors and you have common. Come to common, select show period separators. Make sure that's check marked. Hit OK, and you'll have the dotted line. All right. So on a 15-minute chart, that represents that a new Forex day has started. Every day at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, you will have the period separator. Price will get to that point. All right. So from the period separator to the start of the money zone for us, that is Asia channel. So now that you know the Asia channel or the time frame for Asia session, you now want to do what? You now want to mark the top and bottom of Asia channel. All right. So we have the top marked at the body. We don't care about the wick. We want to be at the body. So now we want to mark the bottom at the body, which would be right here at the period separator. All right. So now our Asia channel, our box, here it is. Boom, right here. All right. That's our box. Some days it could be a rectangle because it could be a real tight channel. The tighter the channel, Typically, the bigger the move, you can potentially catch in the London session. So next thing we want to do, Euro NZD on the 5 minute. All right. Next thing you want to do is you want to measure the channel. So from line to line, you want to measure the channel. It is 45 pips. You want the agent channel to be 50 pips or less. Why? Because of ADR, average daily range, or ATR, average true range, depending on how you were taught or what terminology you like to utilize. Now, what does that mean? Average daily range, average true range is telling you the average number of pips that a foreign exchange currency pair moves on a day-to-day basis every 24 hours. All right. Typically, the way it's calculated is it looks at the average pip moves per day for the past 10 days. So if on average, GBP CAD moves 87 pips a day, we want the channel to be less than 50 because why? We don't want the agent channel to take up the majority of the ADR. The more of the ADR that the channel takes up, what? That means the less probability, the lower probability we have of catching 20 pips on a breakout. All right. So we're less than 50 pips. So we're good. All right. Now, first thing you do is you want to wait for the first candle inside the money zone to break above the Asian channel because we're in an uptrend. So we're only looking to take it to a buy. If it broke out below, we don't take a trade. Or if it just came down here inside the zone, we're not trading. We're waiting for it to break in the direction of the trend. Stay with the trend. All right. It broke, it closed here. That's why we entered on this candle right here. We got in, it messed around right there. I got scared. I told you I was scared. We got our 20 pips. All right. That's it. That's strategy number 3. Asia channel breakout. All right. That is a strategy for the Great Britain pound pairs. All right. With this strategy, there needs to be no zone above you for 20 pips or more. All right. No zone. There's a reason why I didn't take it on GJ. There was a zone right there. There's a reason why I didn't take it on GU. There was a zone right there. There's a reason why I didn't take it on G Chef. There's still a zone right there. GI. There was a big zone there, but it broke through it. G, it's still in the zone, but it's significantly up there. GN, this was a big move on GN. GN broke above it here, and it ran up. GN ran up 26 pips from the breakout. But there's a zone there. Again, I take less trades, but I take higher probability trades. All right. It's not about the volume. It's about, it's not about the number of trades. It's about the quality of trades. If you take 10 trades and make $500 on one trade and lose 1,000 on the other 9, you're still down $500. But if you take 3 trades and make $100 each, you're up $300. So it's all about the quality trades. All right. So I try to set a good example for you guys on these calls by taking the ones that are valid based on the rules. Now, because of correlation, we could have gotten all these trades. But you see, they don't all move the same. GJ just broke above and it's reversing right now. Sorry, GU. GJ just broke above and it's reversing. GCAD was valid. That's why I took it. G Chef just broke above. Now it's reversing. GI, it broke above before, but there was a zone right there. And in GN, it broke above, but it broke above right at the zone. I don't want to take a trade right at the zone. It doesn't make any sense. All right. Now, it went to the upside. We could have made money, but GN, if you guys remember, was the first one to break above. Right at the, it could have turned around and reversed, and all the other GP pairs would have reversed with it, and then we'd be sitting there looking like Boo Boo the Fool. Follow the strategy, stick to the rules, trade it consistently. All right. This year so far, we haven't lost a trade yet. I'm being very picky on the trades we take so that we have higher probability chances of taking trades. All right. Higher probability chances of taking trades and winning those trades. If I just took every trade when we got on the call just to take a trade and we're losing half the time, you guys wouldn't be getting on the call. We wouldn't broke a record tonight. We have over 300 people on the call tonight because of the consistency of the education and of the winning. You guys are hearing about it, understanding how to trade more, wanting to get on the calls, be engaged, hear and see some of the new things that are coming. Hopefully, potentially make some money with us. And you guys trade with bigger accounts than I am. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. I need some of you guys' money. But that's it, guys. It's all about consistency. That's something I'm gonna preach over and over again. Staying consistent, following the rules. If you consistently follow the rules, you should consistently have a better overall trading experience. All right. I learned this the hard way. Again, I preach this stuff to ensure that you guys don't do the same things that I did. I used to shotgun it. I used to trade without AIRO because I didn't have AIRO when I first started. I used to shotgun it. I saw a breakout, I traded. It reversed on me, hit my stop loss, and I'm mad. And I throw my phone down. Now I got to buy a new phone. I just trade. All right. Someone asked me a question about why didn't I take my fib all the way to the bottom? Because I don't care about taking to the bottom. I take my fib from the previous retrace to the current retrace. So watch this strategy. Strategy number 8. There's a 2-part video, and I explain why. All right, explains why. So strategy number 4, guys. Somebody talked about it. I saw this. People talking about this in the chat. Strategy number 4 is not a high of day, low of day breakout strategy. Strategy 4, break of the money zone strategy. Sometimes the high of the day and the low of the day are made during the money zone. Sometimes they're not. It doesn't matter. It's not a high of day, low of day strategy. So for those of you guys that were debating that this past weekend, whoever said it was a high day, low day strategy was wrong. Watch the video. It is a break of the money zone. This gray shaded area is the money zone. I don't care. The higher day is outside the money zone, and the lower day is too. Sometimes you have neither higher day or lower day inside the money zone. But if you have a break of the money zone, it's a valid trade. All right. So the rules for that is you want to set your, depending on the trend, we're in an uptrend, as we know with the Great Britain pound pairs, set your line at the high of the money zone. When you get a break above it, take the trade. But you wait until the first candle inside the money zone. So this candle right here was the first one. It closed below it. This candle right here was the first one to close above it inside the money zone. So we got into this trade on this candle right here. It ran up 19 pips. So almost 20 pips with a 5-pip drawdown. So you just about had your 20 pips right there. All right. And that kind of coincided with almost the break of the AIDA session. So two candles later, you get the break of the AIDA session. So they kind of go hand in hand some days. All right. That is the break of the money zone. Not high of day, not low of day. Break of the money zone. All right, guys. To get the measuring tool for measuring pips, if you guys have not noticed here, I'm clicking on the cursor right above, right next to the arrow. So here on my menu toolbar here, if you don't see these toolbars here, you want to go to View. You want to come to Toolbars, click on all 4 of these, make sure they have check marks. Come back over here to Status Bar, Charts Bar, make sure they have check marks. When you have all those 6 check marks, you'll see everything here that I see. Right next to this arrow, the mouse, the cursor, is going to be the crosshair. The crosshair is what I use. You click that, and now you can, crosshair now. Now you can move and count and measure pips and all that. All right. I'm a little behind on questions, man. You guys are blowing me up on the questions. So is FTMO an A book or B book broker? A book. FTMO is A book broker. GJ, reversal pattern wedge. Is KOT4X A or B? KOT4X is a B book broker. They manipulate the market and they trade against you. So GJ, reversal pattern wedge. Let's go take a look at it. GJ. Silver. Thought I closed that one. Let me close that. We got no silver. Get that out of here. Get that silver out of here. So I don't see a wedge formation on GJ per se, because what you want to see, so for those who watch the strategy video, what you want to look from a wedge standpoint is you want to see something for uptrend. Let me go find one for you guys real quick. Yeah, I don't see a wedge. Let me find a uptrend wedge for you guys real quick here. So here's a decent one here. All right, you got multiple, look at that, confirmations, multiple touches at this point, at this line here. And then you can clearly see here you have a descending wedge right here. All right, so the descending wedge. So you had the bottom of the wedge, the foundation, on the support level because you're in an uptrend. So you're looking for a descending wedge for the breakout. And so right now you have the descending wedge, you have the breakout, price is coming down now to retest the and then if now you're looking for the breakout. After the retest, now you're looking for the breakout to the upside. All right. That's what it should be looking like from a wedge standpoint. You have a descending wedge. For a sale, you should have an ascending wedge. So if we go to the euro side, let's see here. See if we can't find a good example of a wedge, of ascending wedge. A lot of touches here on this line. Touch, multiple touches there, touches there, touches here. And you should have an ascending wedge like so. And simply put, you've got a beautiful trade here. You finally have a breakthrough here. So your entry would have been at the start of this candle where the arrow popped up at. This arrow doesn't pop up until this candle closes. You're already in on it. So then you got a bag entry trade as well. So now you got another entry right here. And you can see the first entry for the wedge dropped 94 pips. And then the second entry dropped 88 pips. All right. So in a sell, you have a ascending wedge. In a buy, you want a descending wedge. In a buy trend, you want to have the base of the wedge on the support. And on the sell, you want it to be at or in, at the resistance zone. This is the base of it. All right. So someone asked, can they, yes, using the remote desktop. Someone asked if they can use the software on their computer. If you want to use it on your computer, all you have to do is download the remote desktop version, remote desktop on your computer, and then log into your VPS from there. All right. I'm on my Mac, so I'm using a Mac, and I'm actually trading from my VPS. All right. Let's go jump in, look at some trades real quick. GU coming down, GJ. Yeah, they're all coming down right now. GCAT, G-Chef, G-Odd, GN, they're coming down. Ethereum, heading down. Bitcoin, headed down. EG, trying to bounce up. Euro, ranging. Euro NZD ranging. Euro JPY starting to bounce back up. Man, y'all blowing the Q&A up. Golly. Haha, nearly 300 because this is AIRO. Yes, sir, over 300. You guys set a new record. I appreciate you guys. SPX 500. I don't trade SPX 500 outside of New York session. So I don't even look at it. You can. Doesn't make sense to. You'll win. You'll lose more trades than you win. Just, again, certain pairs you want to trade during certain sessions. These are that. They are that. The PDF is coming. It's coming, guys. It's coming. Should be here next week or so. VPS, which would I prefer? So the company, you get a pay for VPS. You pay for a VPS, so use the one the company gives you. The only pairs that I eye, so somebody asked me what pairs am I eyeing for Asia breakout. The only ones I eye are the GBP pairs because that strategy is a Great Britain pound pair. Someone gave me a time zone converter. That's pretty good. I'm going to post that in the chat for everybody. Shout out to Lexi. I'm posting the time zone converter. Help you guys out from converting time zones. All right. And I'll tell you guys one thing as well. When you're trading, if you see multiple strategies trigger at once, that is a good sign, extra confirmation. So somebody brought this up. GCAD was not only a Asia session breakout, but also it was a breakout of the previous day's money zone. And so when those strategies, when they start to line up, you know, it's just added confirmation that you're trading in the right direction. All right. And that you have a higher probability chance of catching some pips. All right. Now all we need is some crypto to hit real quick. And man, we can call it a night. We can call it a night. I'd love to catch 100 pips every night. See if we answer some more questions, guys. See if we answer some more questions. So the setup, hold on real quick, guys. Hold on real quick. We got a just a 5 minute, nothing crazy. Someone asked about setting up each pair on AIRO. So I train on this. I talk about this and show you guys this on Sunday. So if you're new, definitely get Ethereum. We got a sell on the M5. We're in a downtrend, but it's right out of zone. So definitely not touching that. Definitely not touching that. It's right out of zone. We're in a downtrend. If that zone wasn't there, we'd be in that trade. Actually, we wouldn't. There's no bounce. It needs to bounce. So we're leaving that one alone, guys. Leaving that one alone. So on Sundays, I show how to save your template. So if you come up here, this icon hits save template. And once you put AIRO on a chart and you come up here, hit save template, and you save the template as AIRO, all right, you'll get an error notification. Just hit OK, click through it, type in AIRO, save it as AIRO, and then every time you want to open up a new chart, all you have to do is open the new chart up, come up here, go to load template, select the template that you want to load, AIRO, hit open, and it will automatically place the template on the chart. That way you don't have to add it every time and make all the changes. All right. So you load it to the chart you want to load it to, change all the settings to the way you want it to be, and then you can easily save it and then load it to each chart going forward. All right. Any advice on taking multiple pairs at the same time? The only advice I would give you on taking multiple pairs at the same time is that ensure you're doing your proper analysis and following the rules for each pair. It can get tricky where you can take one trade and then you're trying to get into the other trades quickly, that you skip certain steps of the process. Like with Ethereum, I said, hey, we would have gotten that trade, and then I looked at it, there was no bounce. The three biggest mistakes beginners make with utilizing AIRO is they get an AIRO and they forget that they need to bounce off of the resistance or support zones. So they just take the trade anyway. All right. They don't look to see what their trend is. They're not zooming all the way out to understand if their trend is a downtrend or uptrend. All right. And they're trading outside of the money zone. Those are the three biggest mistakes. Those are the three biggest reasons why those who don't follow those rules are losing more trades than they're winning. All right. So I would say if you're going to take more trades than one, ensure that you are two pieces of advice. Number one, ensure you're following the rule for each trade. Number one. Number two, ensure that from a correlation standpoint, you understand the correlation between those multiple pairs so that you're trading in the proper direction. Because if you're taking one euro trade and one Great Britain pound trade, they may have inverse correlations, and therefore you need to be in opposite direction trades and not the same direction. All right. All right, so everybody trades differently, guys. Someone asked me if you can only be up during New York session. How would you trade? Because the morning session trades differently than I do. Everybody's a different trader. Everybody trades differently. Everybody utilizes the software differently. The ladies in the morning, they trade specifically the indices and they utilize the Fibonacci. If I was trading New York session, I personally only concentrate on gold and S&P 500. I don't care about Forex pairs during New York sessions. That's just me. So if I was trading, in the morning time, that is what I'd be looking at. I'd be looking at, I'd be looking at the indices and gold. And then I'd be using strategies that work best with indices and gold. Indices and gold, the bag strategy is a very good one. A good one. Strategy number 6, which is the counter trade, is a good one. Strategy 9 and strategy 10 that are going to be coming out, they're good ones to trade with the indices and gold. So you'll find over time that certain pairs, there are certain strategies that work better on those pairs than others, more consistently. So again, everybody's differently. Everybody's going to trade differently. I trade one way, and my goal is just to help you guys understand how the strategies work, as well as what pairs I use and any other questions you guys may have about the markets. But I trade differently than you may trade. You want to make sure you trade comfortably, but if you have a way that works, hey, max it out. Somebody asked me, when are we going for 10 pips TP? I typically, the strategy is typically 20 pips or more. So if you're trading the 5-minute chart on Forex pairs, I recommend taking 10 pip take profits. 15-minute chart, take 20 pip take profits. 1 hour chart, 50 pip take profits. 4-hour chart, 100 pip take profits. That's the target for those time frames, only for Forex pairs. If you trade the indices, it's different. Trading cryptocurrencies is different. I don't train on those, so I'm not going to talk about those too much. All right. So this line, guys, somebody asked about how do I set these yellow lines. These yellow lines just give me, it shows me my high and my low of the agent channel. To set these, you want to select the horizontal line. That's it. And then put it on the chart. If you want to change the color, right click. You want to double click on the actual line itself to make sure you have the white dots at the end. All right. Then you can right click on the chart, go to horizontal line properties, change the style or the color to a different color. All right. Same thing with the vertical lines. Make sure the white dot is showing. If it is, you can right click on that line, go to vertical line properties, change the color. So someone asked me, if you are a beginner, would you recommend taking trades without the arrows? So some strategies do not use arrows. So if you can follow the rules and identify them, hey, take trades. I know people that use strategy number 3 and they're beginners. So there's multiple strategies because everyone trades differently. I recommend finding 2 strategies that you like and can truly understand and just master those 2 strategies. And I always say 2 because sometimes you may not have a setup for one. You might have a setup for the other. So, the multiple strategies are there because people don't always like being trapped in a box. Oh, this is an indicator. It can only be traded with one strategy. The reason why AIRO is no longer an indicator is because of the vast variety of strategies. AIRO is a trading system because there are multiple strategies. There's 10 that's going to come out. And I can tell you right now, with the few partnerships that I'm working on right now, there will be more than 10 strategies when it's all said and done. At some point, I'm going to have to say no more, but there will be more than 10. All right. But the whole goal is just to ensure that you guys have the best opportunity to win. That's what it comes down to, the best opportunity to win. And so if you have the best opportunity to win, that's what it's all about. All right. So here, let me share my screen. We got a Bitcoin trade, 5-minute chart. So let's clear that up real quick here. How many pips away from the zone are we? 129 pips away from the zone. The spread is like 29 pips. The trend is down, and we're 129 pips away from the next zone. Actually, more than that from entry right now. All right, so hey, if a trade is called on Bitcoin, guys, and again, I'm not gonna take this trade because remember I told you guys I like to see clear skies when I take these trades. So like this trade would be great because there was no green zone down here. So this trade may go down because Ethereum is just playing around. So I don't take trades unless I have clear skies with cryptocurrency. So I'm not going to call this trade. But because of the spreads and the volatility and how fast the cryptocurrency moves, ensure you are using a small lot size. Somebody told me that they use a standard lot. And within, when we took that trade last week on Ethereum, and they saw some pretty hefty drawdown. So you want to, and they didn't know. So you want to make sure you're using, if we call it a cryptocurrency trade out, a smaller lot size, just because the spreads can be larger. This has got a 29 pip spread. So if you put $1 trade on, you're going to automatically be negative $29 in drawdown. All right. But there's 100+ pip room to drop. So you could easily make that money up because price does move that fast very quickly, in cryptocurrency. All right. So you want to use a smaller lot size. If you're using I'd say use a 10th. If you're using a 0.1 lot size on your Forex pairs, use a 0.01 lot size on cryptocurrency. If you're using a standard lot, a 1.00 on your Forex pairs, use a 0.1 lot size on your cryptocurrency. So take a 10th out of what you're using and drop it, and drop that on your crypto pairs. When you take a trade for the first time on cryptocurrency, you will understand what I mean. Guys, again, some of these are old. I'm an hour behind. Man, you guys blew up the chat. So EA, H1, we already went over this. For me, my stop loss on H1 would have been previous low right here, where current price is currently at. But I explained why I would have already got out of this trade because of this right here. So when you get a doji at a level of support or resistance, you can expect price to reverse. And I'll put this line here, this horizontal. We went further back to look, lined up and touched multiple areas. Look at that. That's a strong area. The more candlesticks and rejections that a line, a horizontal line gets at a certain price point, the stronger that area is. Once I saw that, I would have immediately exited this next candle. That's just me. Never going broke. You can never, matter of fact, I think I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. You can never go broke taking profits. All right. People asked if I recommend people getting out of EA. So I don't give recommendations on the trades. I just tell you guys what I'm doing. And so I told you what I would have already done. So it's up to you and if you want to stay in the trade longer or not. Version 4 will still do the same thing, and it still will send notifications to your phone as well. All right. I don't look at EU because EU is a New York session pair, and quite frankly, the ADR on EU is very small, so I don't really trade EU very often. Actually, never. GCAD, you should have TP'd on GCAD. So if you're using version 3 and you're not getting alerts, we went over this already. I'm not sure if you heard this. On version 3, you first, like I said, when you load up version 3, under your settings, you want to make sure both of these are true for your desktop alert and your push notifications to your phone. You also want to make sure that you have your alerts turned on your phone. So just because your alerts are going to doesn't mean you're going to always hear them or see them. You have to go to your phone settings and turn on notifications for the MetaTrader 4 app. All right. You have to turn it. If you don't have notifications on your phone turned on, then your phone will not send you notifications. Here's how you verify it. If you go to your MT4 and then you go to settings and chat and messages, if under your chat messages you see all your alerts here, but you're not getting them to your phone, that means your notifications for your phone settings for this app is not turned on. That's why another reason why some people are not seeing theirs as well. You have to have the notifications turned on. All right. Otherwise, your phone's not going to send it to you. Just because you send it to your phone doesn't mean you're going to get them. Your phone doesn't have the notifications turned on. So make sure you check that as well, guys. I'm a little quiet now, guys. I'm trying to catch up and answer everybody's questions in the Q&A box. We got about 32 minutes left for the end of the night. For everybody that's jumping on now or who's been on, if you missed it, we caught the GBP CAD for 20 pips. I messed up and got out early. I'm a little salty, but we caught it for 20 pips. Guys, I'm not really sure. Someone says they're confused. Strategy number 4 on the money zone breakout. Simple, guys. GCAD, we'll go to GCAD and look at it. Zoom out. Trend. Put the line so you know where you're looking to break at the top of the money zone. The first candle inside of the new day's money zone, so this current day's money zone that is above the previous day's money zone is your entry candle to do what? To take the buy. Therefore, we would have entered in on the very first candle here. because it was above the money zone previous day. Take the trade for 20 pips. It ran up 32 pips from that point with a 40 pip stop loss. That is it. There should be no confusion. It is a very simple strategy. That's it. That's all you do, guys. That's how strategy number 4 works with the break of the money zone. All right. So someone asked a question about, do I consider a good bounce for a bounce arrow go? Because some bounces they see just a good, just one candle. For me, I don't care if just the wick touched the zone. Any part of a candle that touched, that's a bounce. You want to bounce, whether it be the wick, one candle, 100 candles. It doesn't matter to me. Anything, any part touches the support zone and bounces up in a buy trend and get an arrow, bag entry. Same thing for a sell trend. All right. Question about what strategy would I suggest for newbies? Strategy number 1, I'd recommend that. Strategy number 1. Guys keep asking about USD and CAD JPY. We thought about those. I'm not going to look at those because they are New York session pairs. I'm not looking to trade New York session pairs during London session. Euro can be traded. Euro is specific. It's a pair that's traded during New York session because it has USD in it. But you can also trade it during London session. But it's a pair that doesn't move. It doesn't have a high ADR. The 10 pairs that I recommend have the 10 highest ADR ratings on average in Forex. They move. Even though Euro USD and GBP USD are major pairs, GBP USD has a significantly higher ADR, more than double of what Euro USD is, most of the time. Again, Euro USD just moves more during New York than it does London, even though it has Euro in it. All right. So if they're popping, again, notifications are popping up on your phone, but not coming through, and they're popping up on a computer, good. Everything's working. You need to turn on the notifications for the app through your phone. That way your phone knows to receive and notify you. So when I get notifications from MT4 on my phone, they come to the little portal I showed you here, but they also are notified. I get a ding. I get a notification. I hear the sound. I get the little banner that pops up. It tells me what is the notification is about. It tells me GBP CAD buy at this price, and so now I know to go look at GCAD for that pair. So you have to turn on the notifications for your phone. All right. So if a pair is I don't look at multiple time frames. With AIRO, all you look at is the trend for whatever time frame you're on. Very rarely will you see that the 15-minute and the 30-minute are going to have different trends. It shouldn't happen. They're typically going to be in line. So again, just follow the rules, guys. Don't worry about if I haven't brought it up, don't bring it up. Now, if you trade that way, then trade that way. Again, you can trade it the way you want to trade. I'm just teaching you guys the way that I have been trading this strategy and this system, the way it's supposed to be traded. Those that are following the rules are having pretty high success. So just follow the rules. Not looking at any industries, guys. Not looking at any indices right now. A lot of these brokers you guys are sending me are asking me about are a lot of these brokers. Actually, all of them are B-book, except for one, and it's one of the ones that I actually recommend. So if you have to question me about if a broker is B-book or not, they're probably B-book. I can tell you, because all the majority brokers that people are utilizing in Forex are B-book brokers. All right. Someone says there's no GBP CAD on MetaTrader 4. I've never seen that before. Every broker should have GBP CAD, but if they don't, you need to change brokers immediately. Or you need to look under a different folder. There's multiple folders. You may find it under a different folder. They found it. Great. All right, cool. All right, I've caught up. Got last one here. So I'm going to show my settings for version 3 for those who want to see it. One more time. GBP JPY on the M5. I'm not touching that. So my settings, you can see here, AIRO V3 on a common. I've got allow DLL and allow external. They're the first two check mark. All right. The first two check marked. Next, under inputs, I have both of my alerts set to true. Now, my money zone, I have set from 0800 to 2000 because my broker, the money zone is from 12 a.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. My broker, when I convert my time zone, I get 0800 to 2000. That is equivalent to 12 a.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time with my broker. All right. So you have to convert 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to whatever your broker's server time is to figure out what you need to set those settings for. You can ask your broker or you can look on their website to see their server time. If you type in, whatever broker, what is my broker's server time? It'll tell you what their server time is. All you gotta do is just type in what is KOT4X for those of you guys that use them. What is Hugo's Way server time? What is LQDFX server time? Just type that into Google. It'll tell you, and you can do the conversion rate. I sent you guys the conversion link in the group, in the chat, so you guys can use that to convert the time zones. You can understand. And again, it doesn't matter where you live. Convert 12 a.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. time. Convert that to your broker server time, and you will always be correct because 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time is the right time frame for whatever your time frame is. All right. So even if you convert it, so to not do multiple conversions, do not worry about where you live at. Convert Central Standard Time to whatever your broker's server time is, and you will be on the right side. All right. You'll be good to go. Someone asked me if I'm getting notifications for both M5 and M15 while only having one window open. Yes, it is made to do that. Made to do that. All right. I will get two types. Let me show the screen real quick. So every time I get a notification, it's going to tell me, it's going to light up. So I know what pair, what time frame, if it's a down arrow or up arrow. I'll also get the pop-up box that you guys see, and it tells me as well. All right. So you get double notifications. All right, guys, for those that don't have the right setup, you need to get on the Sunday night call. I show you how to set everything up, guys. All right, so this call right here is not a setup call. This call is to teach more about the strategies, help you guys catch pips with trades. If you do not have both the red and white line, please get on the call on Sunday nights. To set that up, you go to the properties. Here are my settings to ensure you get both the lines. Take a screenshot of this. Here's my settings. I have my grid on white. That's the key. I have my ash line red. But because I have my grid on white and then under common, I turn the grid off. Show grid, I turn it off. I will have both my red line and my white line, my bid and my ask. Take a picture of this, screenshot of this. Take a picture of this, screenshot of this. Once you put these in, save the template as the default. That's what this is right here. Those settings I just showed you equal this. All right. So someone said, how bad is it if you trade USD pairs during London session? First of all, guys, going forward, if you're going to ask Q&A, I need your names. You cannot be anonymous anymore. So going forward, I will not be I will not be answering any questions from anonymous. There's multiple people using that. Please have your names here. All right, that way I know who I may need to reach out to afterward to help you guys out, depending on the type of questions you're asking. So the issue with trading certain pairs during certain sessions is not that you can't do it. You can do whatever you want. It's if you expect to have a high probability setup, you want to trade a pair during the session, that pair is most heavily traded. You will have a higher probability win rate if a pair is trending than you will if it's just moving up and down. If it's moving up and down and just moving sideways, you don't know if it's going to break out for the upside or the downside. And so what people do is they typically get into the wrong pairs during the wrong sessions. And then when the right session opens up, it typically goes the opposite direction of what they thought. And then guess what? Now they've lost that trade and they're wondering what happened. All right. So trading the right pair during the right session gives you a higher probability trade of catching that trade in the right direction. All right. It's all about catching the trend. You want to be on the right side of the trade, not on the wrong side. All right. And typically understanding the right side of the trade, if you're not an experienced trader, you want to trade those pairs during the session they are most traded. I will come out with a PDF. In a PDF, I'm going to actually put down all Forex majors and Forex crosses and what sessions they need to be traded in. All right. Hey, no problem, no problem. Glad you got those fixed correctly. All right. All right, guys, we got about 12 minutes left until the end of this session. If you're just coming on board, we caught GBP CAD for 20 pips. Good setup. Strategy number 3, agent session breakout. Right now, everything is just kind of meandering around. Everything just kind of ranging. Man, that Bitcoin did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Look at that. Bitcoin, we took that trade, it went 119 pips the wrong way. So if you were using a dollar lot size, you'd have been down $119. So far, over 322 pips. So Bitcoin moves. I have come to find out, though, when you take a bag entry trade with nothing underneath it or nothing above, depending on the direction of the trend, you typically have lower. All right. But that's a good move right there. It's a nice move. I knew it was going to go down to the support zone because Ethereum had already went down to the zone. So they follow each other. But I don't want to put you guys in trades where I don't like the rules. So it's a good move, though. I mean, that's 300 pips right there. We could have caught 100 pips on that one, and it'd been lit. But like I say, we'll bring it on. I got some other cryptocurrency traders that I'll be vetting out over the week and next week. And we'll look to have one, if not two, join me and Calvin on the call. Shout out to Calvin for calling that GCAD trade. We caught 20 pips on it. And as we get more cryptocurrency traders on here, we'll have people that can dissect cryptocurrency, and we start taking more cryptocurrency trades and start catching more pips. My goal is to get to the point where we can catch at least one cryptocurrency trade and one Forex pair trade a night. And cryptocurrency trades, I'm going to be looking for 100 pips minimum each move And I would expect that those who come on board are doing the same just due to the volatility. And we can get to the point where every night's a 100 pip night. All right. Every night's a 100 pip night. 2 trades and we catch 120 pips and we're done. All right. That's how it should go. We get more, we get more. But one Forex trade, one cryptocurrency trade, catch 120 pips. That's a good night. That's a good night. All right. That's a good night. If you got any more questions, put them in the Q&A box. If you want to find this strategy, somebody wants to find the strategies, let me show you where to find them on the website. So on the website here, what you want to do is you want to go to AP Academy. All right, let's go open another tab. Here, you need to watch all the videos under my first steps, and all the videos under my education. There, you can go to set up my product. And then when you get that, you come down here and you scroll down to the bottom. You can watch the video here about about your products page. Scroll down here, you'll see the AIRO software. Select Access Setup Course. And then under here, you'll have the overview of AIRO, the setup videos, and how to access your VPS, the AIRO setup, bag strategy number 1, and all the other strategies to number 8, part 1, part 2. On Thursday, you'll see AIRO strategy number 9, part 1, part 2. It might even have 3 parts depending on how detailed I decide to go. Strategy number 9 for you guys will be, for those who don't know, strategy number 9 is going to be the market maker strategy. This will blow your mind. Understanding what these guys are doing, why they're doing it, will blow your mind for those who truly understand the Forex game. And then as those who continue to learn, you guys will start to understand why strategy number 9 is so powerful, because then you understand the actual cycle of those who actually move the market. Calvin, man, you got anything to say, man? You got anything to say to the people? What's your thoughts, man? You caught a good trade out tonight, man. Hey, I like it, man. It's 20 pips. I'm mad at myself for not closing out the right way. I only caught 14, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, like for everyone, just like keep it simple, especially when you first started. Just follow the rules. A lot of people like to deviate when they see a lot of people make a certain amount of profits based off of the strategies they actually learn. If you're new to this call, make sure, like Nathan said, go through the back office, learn the different strategies, get acclimated. Based off your time and your schedule, if you work and everything, you're going to pick a strategy that suits you. But for the most part, the bag strategy works the best for any new user, any experienced trader as well. Like I have people that is new users and experienced traders that love the bag strategy and they follow the rules. So I feel like as long as we keep it simple, we're going to have a high probability winning trade at the end of the day. And that's what it's about. I'd rather more winning trades than losses.
Agreed.
It's always good, though, to make some money on the call, though. Always,
man. Always great call out. Hey, every night I'd love to make some money. So, but you gotta have some diligence sometimes. Yes, strategy 9 will reveal why I don't trade on Sundays, Mondays, as well as Fridays. That is correct. It will reveal it. Strategy 9, aka Zoom. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You guys learn a lot. Strategy number 9. It's all about teaching. It doesn't make sense. I can show you how to make money. If you don't understand it, it won't really resonate with you. But if you understand why you're doing what you're doing, why you're winning, then you'll have a better understanding of why. Then you'll have a better experience. Because doing something repeatedly, doesn't make sense unless you understand why you're doing it. When you understand why you're doing it, and again, I'm not looking at USD CAD. Yeah, that's a New York session pair. I'm not really looking at. We only got 5 minutes left, but not really gonna take a look at that pair. Q&A. Let's see here. Canadian got to call it out. All right, I hear you. I hear you. Hey, thank you guys for jumping on the call. Hey, it's a new record tonight. Over 300 people on the call. Shout out to you guys for getting on the call. Shout out to everybody that called to the GCAD trade. When you jump back in GCAD, we get a bounce. If it bounces and heads back up with the AIRO, it's a valid trade. Valid trade. Just follow the rules. Follow the rules. Once a strategy, you got in a trade and you hit take profit or stop loss with that strategy, if you mark the chart up, go ahead, erase all your markups and wait for the next setup. All right. Yes, I tell you what, Tom, if you have your own strategy that works very well with AIRO, let me know. I can tell you there are 10 strategies that are coming out. Like I said, there'll be more. And out of the 10, I only created 7. So there are 3 that were created by others. So the whole goal is, if you have your own strategy and it's a consistent strategy and people can win with it, hey, we'll put you out there. We'll put it out there. This is all about what? It's all about helping someone else. So we got one. Let's do it. Definitely make a video for me. Send it to me. I'll take a look at it. I'll try it out myself. My Telegram name is @NateGotTheBag. So @NateGotTheBag. All right, same as Telegram, Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you can @NateGotTheBag. Telegram, you can find me @NateGotTheBag. My YouTube channel, which I'll be dropping a lot more AIRO videos on here shortly. Once we get back from Nashville, I'm going to go to the live event, the virtual event for the company. You guys can, you'll start getting more footage. And I'm going to start showing some stuff on YouTube that I may not teach here. Some more advanced stuff, more cool things. I might do some FTMO challenges myself and post the results on YouTube channel. So YouTube will be a little more fun and of how you can use it. And we'll have a little more fun there on YouTube than we may have here. We're still gonna have fun here, but I'm gonna try to have some different content on YouTube than we have here. That way, you guys can go check that out as well. All right, we got 1 minute left, guys. I'm answering everybody who sent me a message here about the brokers. Shout out to you guys. All right, guys. Hey, it's 3 a.m. here, my time. I appreciate you guys. Still 200 on the call. Hey, we're going to be back tomorrow morning, same time. I think we'll change the time till we'll push it up an hour starting next week. Hey, but guys, tomorrow, me and Cal will be back on. If you're going to continue to trade tonight, make sure you trade responsibly. In the next 2.5 hours, the Hawkeye team will be back on, and they'll be trading AIRO utilizing the wedges. So they are the experts with the wedges. The wedge? The wedge is the most powerful pattern in the actual Forex market. And so they're the experts on it. So definitely, if you guys love wedges and want to learn more about that, jump on with those guys. If you're going to trade responsibly. And I'll see you guys in the funny papers. Thanks.